Assalamu alaikum students, welcome back to Global Public School online classes. In our previous class we studied about the Indian foreign policy lesson, in which we were talking about the very important concepts like do you think a country can live without having any relationship with any other country, and we talked about some of the national interests. We talked about some of the great aspects which influence the Indian foreign policy. That's Panchashila principles. We talked about non-apartheid policy, non-alignment policy. So in this class we are going to study about the other three policies of Indian foreign policy. So let's go with it. Okay, so the third policy which comes up here is anti-imperialism. See, what is anti-imperialism means? The foreign policy of India especially opposes this imperialism. What is this imperialism is? Simple, students. One sovereign country. What do you mean by sovereign country? Hope you remember. A sovereign country is a country which is not internally and externally ruled by the another country. Correct? So here, what is an imperialism means? It is an attempt by one sovereign country to take over the another sovereign country with the intention of ruling for its personal gains. Okay? What is imperialism? One sovereign country, one independent country, having an idea to rule the another country, and they will try to acquire the another country, another independent country. So that is we call it as imperialism. So our Indian foreign policy opposed for that. So see here, it was natural for India, which gained its independence from an imperial country, to oppose such moves of the other countries. Understood? Because we know that, students, our country was actually suffering from roughly 200 years because Britishers were actually ruling us, right? So there is no corner of the world shall have an imperialism. Declared India in the conference of Asian Conference. So see here, what happened is India brought this concept to one of the conference in the world, and they said that no corner of the world shall have an imperialism. Imperialism means, I told you, right, just now. Okay, so the next concept coming up here is anti-apartheid policy. What is this apartheid policy means? Apartheid means very simple. One skin color of people ruling the another skin color of people with the name of supremacy. The name of supremacy. Very simple, students. Apartheid is an attempt by a race or a people of particular skin color to subjugate another race of people of different skin color in the name of supremacy. One skin color people will be ruling the another skin color people in the name of supremacy. For example, the white people used to rule the black people. So see here, apartheid is an affront to human rights and world peace. The foreign policy of India declared that no country of the world shall practice this. Because of that, a lot of people came along with them. That's till recently, the minority white people were ruling the majority black people in the South Africa. India had declared its support to Nelson Mandela and his party, African National Congress, who were opposing apartheid in their country. See, you can see the banners here. We stand by our leaders. See here, this person is Nelson Mandela, who actually fought for the freedom of the black people. And the next policy coming up here is disarmament. What is this disarmament means? Reducing the arms power of the country step by step. Arms power means not cutting the hands of the country, not cutting the hands of the country. it means reducing the weapons usage step by step. And if you say that can we stop the weapons usage in the country? No. Disarmament cannot be completely implemented because for the country's security purpose, disarmament is not going to be using. It is the process of elimination of specific arms step by step. We call that as disarmament. I mean the weapons usage, the explosive and the weapons usage. See, there's a lot of things which is happening in the country. There's an increased competition for the production, sale and the collection of arms in the world. So many of the countries are worried that this massive scale of arms could lead to a third world war, and the countries with the massive arms may attack on the other countries intentionally or by mistakenly or by accidentally triggering some massive devastations. That's the reason I think one special statement was coming up: you end the war or the war will end you. So this was the statement which is given by the nuclear EPO. You end the war, either you end the war or the war will end you. It's true, right? So disarmament is a policy where the country should reduce their weapon usage step by step, not completely but just step by step. There's an increased competition, just I said. This is as just I said that because of the because of the high competition, production and the sale of that, there's a lot of things can happen and it can lead to third world war as well. So India being a peace-loving country, it actually advocates for the reduction of arms, the qualitatively as well as the quantitatively. I mean, we know that the first country to use the non-alignment policy was our India. It means that it did not even join USA or USSR during the Second World War or First World War. They said that we are going to stay separate. We are not going to involved in anything if you guys are fighting, right? So India being a peace-loving country, it purely advocates for the reduction of arms qualitatively and the quantitatively. Since the times of Nehru, India has supported the disarmament process. Though it is impossible, I know that it's impossible and impractical to attain the total disarmament. Very simple. Do you think if they do the complete disarmament, the country can survive? Impossible, right? So obviously, as every country needs arms for its protection, it is an attempt made by the another people, right? Very simple. Students, disarmament is very good for the peace and the coexistence among all the countries, but at the last it's not possible and impractical to completely reduce the disarmament. So here the Constitution of India, in the Article 51 also talks about the Indian foreign policy, which aims at establishing the international peace and cooperation. You can see some of the pictures of the recent one. And the Department of External Affairs of the central government plays a very major role in formulating our international peace policies. I hope you guys are getting my point, students. In our constitution in our India's constitution, the Article 51 clearly talks about the Indian foreign policy, which has the clear goal to achieve the international peace and coexistence. Even our Department of External Affairs, the foreign department, they also play a very major role in formulating this kind of international peace policies. And it always considers our national interest and the public opinion, right? At the last, we say that this department, that department of India is taking the decision, at last it always considers our national interest and even the public opinion. Because I told you, our country is a democratic country, and we vote, we select our leaders by voting, right? So for this, finally the public opinion is also required. So here also in the UNO, United Nations Organization, the Indian foreign policy aims at strengthening UNO. India strives to have a strong foreign relationship with all the countries of the world through SAARC and the Commonwealth of Nations as well. And India is actually following a lot of policies through which in the lot of groups India has joined, so that it can actually maintain a peace and a coexistence relationship with all the countries of the world. That's all, students, for today, and we are ending the class of Indian foreign policy. I want you to read this, revise this, and then please keep your learning button on. And if you have any doubts, please reach out to me through Google Classroom app. And till then, stay safe, take care. Allah Hafiz, students.